Today we are making the easiest and the best quiche recipe. If you never made a quiche at home, guys, it's so simple and it's so easy and it's perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Hi, my name's Christina. I'm with eatingonadime.com. Welcome to my kitchen, friends. I'm so glad you're here. So if you are new to our site, my sister Carrie and I are on a mission to help real family eat real food at homes, even on a budget. So we love simple, easy, affordable recipes, and we love making a variety of things. So today I'm going to show you how to make a nice classic quiche recipe. I'm going to link this recipe in the description below. It has all of our tips, tricks, nutritional information, so make sure you check that out. But my favorite thing about this quiche recipe is that it's like a nice baseline. It tastes great as is, but you can easily add things in or switch things out to make it your own based on your favorite breakfast foods. All right, friends, let's get started. Before we assemble the quiche, I'm going to go ahead and preheat the oven to 375 so that it's ready when our quiche is ready. So while the oven's preheated, we're going to go ahead and get our quiche ready to bake. So if you've never made a quiche before, or you don't even know what a quiche is, I like to call it like an egg pie. You generally see it served for breakfast. And it's made in a pie crust, and it usually has egg and then all sorts of fillings. It can be a variety. There's usually a protein like ham, bacon, or sausage, and there's usually veggies or spinach as well. But our classic one is just eggs, ham, some green onions, and cheese, and it's awesome. So first, let's talk about the pie crust. I am using a pre-formed pie crust today just because these are on sale. You can get the refrigerated pie crust and put it in your own pan as well. If you do that, you want to make sure you crimp the edges, just one, because it looks pretty and it helps hold in the filling as well. Then what you want to do is take a fork and just stab along the bottom of the pie crust. And this is just so that it helps release air when it's cooking and it doesn't puff up too much, because you don't want it to puff up and push your filling out. Perfect, just some nice stab holes and then set it aside. All right, now we're gonna get the filling ready. So first we're gonna start with the egg mixture. So I am using 6 large eggs today. Put these right into a mixing bowl. Now, if you wanted to do like a less fat one, you could do a mixture of eggs and egg whites. That would be fine as well if you wanted a little bit of a lighter fat content quiche. But I like using whole eggs, honestly. It adds a lot of flavor and it's very filling, so I think you guys are gonna love it. Okay, eggs are in the mixing bowl, and now we're going to add 3/4 cup milk. I am using whole milk today. You can use whichever milk you prefer. Just don't use like a flavored milk, because that won't be as good. And then about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now I like to grind my own. It's my personal preference, so I just eyeball those. But you do not have to grind your own. You can use the pre-formed mixtures as well. Just measure them out and it's fine. All right, so we're gonna whisk this together. Now this is gonna be your egg base for your quiche. And now we're going to add in, once we get it all whisked together, we're gonna add in our add-ins, so our proteins and our veggies and all that. But you do wanna whisk the eggs together before adding those in, just so you can break up those egg yolks. Now I'm going to get our other ingredients ready. So for this one, I love to use green onions in this recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and get those diced up. You just want to remove any leaves that look funky. And then I cut off the tops and the bottoms. And you want to dice it pretty fine into fine pieces. So I'm going to link my knife below. If you guys have been following us for a while, you know we love this knife. It's a game changer in the kitchen, and it's the only thing you need. You don't need a knife set. You guys heard me say it a million times. We're going to dice this up into fine pieces. Now, I do want to tell you guys, I misspoke before. We do not stir in our add-ins to the egg. We used to do that, and we updated this recipe. We actually like to layer the ingredients in the quiche now. We think that it helps them not float to the bottom, so you don't have everything all isolated in one spot in the quiche. So I apologize for misspeaking earlier. Okay. This onion is looking good. Now, if you don't like onions, just leave them out, guys. That's the glory of this recipe. You can change it up based on what you and your family likes. Now, I love green onions. They're not as strong as like your white onions or your yellow onions. So if you're nervous about it, this is the best entry onion that you can try. It's going to give the best flavor. And now we're going to get the cheese ready for this recipe. So for today, I am using 3/4 cup mozzarella and 3/4 cup cheddar. I love the combo. They both melt really well. I love grating my own cheese. I think it melts better and I think it tastes better. Now, if you want to switch out the cheeses, go for it. Gruyere cheese is amazing in this, but it's a little bit higher of a price point. So something to think about. You could do white cheddar as well. Or if you were going to do more of a Spanish-based quiche, I think that Monterey Jack or pepper jack would be amazing in this recipe as well. But whatever cheese you decide on, I do recommend that you grate your own. It does add a couple of minutes to preparing this recipe, but I think that the flavor goes a long way. So a 10 out of 10 recommend it. I've been grating my own cheese for about 5 years now, and I don't regret it. I'm never going back to the pre-shredded. So if you're wondering why the pre-shredded, they usually coat it with like a carb coating that like helps it not melt and not stick together in the package, which makes sense. But then when you're ready to melt the cheese, it doesn't melt as smoothly and it's not as creamy. Okay, my cheese is about ready. Now we're going to get this quiche assembled. Okay, now it's time to assemble the quiche recipe. So what you want to do is take your pie crust and we're going to layer the ingredients that we want to use in this quiche. So for today, I am using a cup of diced ham, and we're just going to pour it right into the pie crust and spread it out as even as possible. Now, this diced ham, I just got at the grocery store. It's cooked diced ham. Don't worry, my hands are clean, guys. It's generally with the breakfast meats, like the bacon and the sausage. Now, if you want to use bacon, you can. If you want to use sausage, you could as well. That would be awesome. If you use either of those items, make sure that you cook and dice them up before putting them in your pie crust. And then I'm just going to sprinkle the green onions on top. And again, now is your time to add any of your favorite veggies. You could do spinach, you could do bell peppers, you could do jalapenos, you could do regular onions, whatever you like. Then we're going to take half of those shredded cheeses. I just went ahead and mixed mine up, and we're going to layer some on top of those ingredients. And then we're going to pour our egg mixture right over it. And don't worry, I'm going to show you guys close up here in a minute, so don't worry. And it's just going to float over. Ooh, that looks so good. And then you top with more cheese, because listen, the best quiches have lots of cheese on it. I love cheese, and it makes everything better, trust me. Okay, and that's it. Once it's assembled, we get this in the oven and we let it cook through until that egg is fully set. Here is the quiche fully assembled before it's baked. It does get pretty much up to the top on the edges, but it's okay. It's not going to overflow, so don't stress about that. Okay, it's in the oven, and we are going to let this bake for about 35 to 40 minutes until it's fully set. So you really want to watch the quiche towards the end of the cook time, because the crust will get really brown and you don't want it to get overly brown. So I'm going to go ahead and loosely tent it with foil just to make sure it doesn't get too brown. So when I do that, I just kind of, like, you don't want to press it down, you just want to cover it. and I fold it in the middle so it raises. So it's not going to touch the egg, but it is going to prevent that crust from browning anymore. So that's what I mean by loosely tent with foil. Okay, let's check it. Be careful when you remove that foil. Nope, let's turn off that timer. And what you're wanting to look for is that the eggs are set. So you can kind of tell it won't be flat in the middle. And when you jiggle it, it doesn't jiggle a ton, just a little bit. So this looks great. I ended up doing mine 40 minutes and it looks perfect. Then you just want to remove it from the oven and let it set for about 5 to 10 minutes before you slice it so that the eggs can fully set. All right, it's been sitting for about 10 minutes now. It looks amazing. It looks perfect. The top is nice and golden brown. The crust is perfect and it's ready to serve and enjoy. So when I cut it, you just cut it like a traditional pie. If you've never made a quiche before, it's really easy. You just cut it straight like you would a pie. Ooh, and it's so good, guys. I'm so excited. I can't wait to try this. I'm gonna get a piece here. I love this little, I linked this for you guys below as well. It's like a little spatula for serving that's amazing and it's really cheap. I use it all the time and I love it. Okay, look at that. I want to show you guys the inside, how perfectly set it is. It should keep its form like a pie and then it's ready to enjoy. And like I said at the beginning of this video, guys, this is easy. I didn't get all my fillings. Oopsie. It's okay. I'm going to still scoop it out. This is easy to make your own with your favorite inside stuffings. What would you guys add in? Let me know in the comments below. I like the ham idea. You could use leftover ham from the holidays or anything like that. But I know my family would love breakfast sausage as well. And the cheese is always great. I would love spinach in it with some cherry tomatoes, with mushrooms. Ooh, a nice veggie quiche would be awesome and so good. And the best part about this is that it's going to last for up to a week as long as you refrigerate it. So you can make this for a nice weekend brunch. And then if you have leftovers, you can enjoy it all week long. All right, I cannot wait any longer to try this. I'm going for another bite already, so you know that it's good. And that's it, friends. I hope I inspired you to make an easy, fun brunch at home with this quiche recipe instead of going out and spending a ton of money. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe so that you never miss one of our easy recipes. And if you try this quiche recipe at home, please, please, please go to the website with this recipe and leave us a comment and let us know what you think. And I want to know what you guys put in yours to make it your own. Because you don't have to do the green onions and ham like I did. You can use anything, one that's in your refrigerator, or anything that you love. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen. I am out of here. I'm going to go finish the rest of this quiche, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends. It is so good, guys. I can't wait for you to try it.